Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Synopsis Book Club, I warmly welcome especially Captain Elmo Jayawardena and all of you to the first episode of Beyond Success Sri Lankan Voices series. Thank you once again for joining with us today. As we live in an unprecedented time, both technology and artificial intelligence are rapidly transforming our industries. At the same time, we get more opportunities as well as challenges. So today's talk will give us an opportunity to reflect on topics beyond our day-to-day work, such as resilience, decision making, adapting to change, leadership, and giving back to the society. First, we will start with our distinguished speaker's talk, followed by a discussion and an audience Q&A session. During the Q&A, you are welcome to ask questions in either Sinhala or in English. It is now my pleasure to introduce our special guest today. Captain Elmo Jayawardena is one of Sri Lanka's most respected aviators, authors, and humanitarians. Over a distinguished aviation career spanning several decades, Captain Elmo built a reputation for professionalism, leadership, and excellence in one of the world's most demanding professions. Beyond aviation, Captain Elmo is an acclaimed author whose literary work has received both national and international recognition. His novel, Sam's Story, won the prestigious Gratian Prize in 2001, and it was later adapted into the award-winning famous movie, Samige Kathawa. His historical novel, The Last Kingdom of Sinhala, won the State Literary Award in 2005, while Rainbows in Braille was shortlisted for the Singapore Literature Prize. In 1995, he founded Aflac International, now known as Candle Aid Lanka, a humanitarian organization dedicated to uplifting underserved communities across Sri Lanka. His commitment to humanitarian service earned international recognition, including being featured by Forbes Global for his work and being honored by Reader's Digest as an everyday hero. What makes Captain Elmo truly inspiring is not only what he has achieved as a pilot, writer, and humanitarian, but the values that connect those journeys: resilience, compassion, lifelong learning, and deep commitment to serving others. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Captain Elmo Jayawardena. Captain Elmo Jayawardena, ඉතාම ආදරයෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් ඔබතුමාට ආරාධනා කරනවා හරවත් රසවත් දේශනය සඳහා.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, I just want to tell you that I am I'm delighted to be here. I felt I'm in America when I came into that lobby and then walked, and all those desks seated there, people very silently, they don't even look at whoever is passing. Normally when you go, people will stop all the work they're doing and then want to know who this old man is, right? But nobody was looking, right? Professional work. The offices were so nice, reminded me for the times I was working for Boeing, and I'm very pleased to be here. Now I'll tell you why I'm here. I was asked to give a talk by Sadun. Sadun is the one who contacted me because Sadun had been the best one at another person's wedding who I know very well. Then I said, okay, I will come for the simple reason the ඔගොල්ලෝ මන් දිහා බැලුවම පේනවනේ මං ටෙම්පරාදු වෙච්ච මිනිහෙක් කියලා. ඒක පේනවද? මුණ බලපුවම පේනවනේ අවුරුදු ගානක් මට 79 වයස. Nobody is anywhere near my age. That means I've seen the world a lot more than you do. And I've not done great things, but I lived a comfortable life and had taken satisfaction in my own life and made it so for other people also. And the years that I have left here, I want to express those feelings to other people. මන් දන්න දේ කියන්නත් ඕන, කියන දේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දැනෙන්නත් ඕන. නැත්තම් වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. අර ආශයන්තර ගැන කතා කරලා වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. ඕනේ නැහැ නේ ඒකනේ. එලින්ම නැහැ කිව්වනේ හරි. So I just want you to know I came here so that thinking some of you may pick up something from what I'm saying. Right? And then that may help somebody, and that word may pass to another person. Other than that, there is no reason for me on a Wednesday afternoon to be driven right through Colombo out to here to talk to you. Of course, they gave me cake and tea already, but I'm very pleased to be here. Is that fine to start with? Right. Now, I like to find out one or two things about these people here. Most of you are connected to IT. Am I right? My friend, your name is? අපි තමස මේ සූට් එකක් අහගෙන ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. මට අඳුර ගන්න බැරි වුණානේ. මම බැලුවා කවුද මේ? තමසලත් මන් දන්නේ නැහැ. හරි. කොහොමද ඇත්තටම මම ඉදිරියේ නෑ. මම බැලුවා. Right. නෑ what පුළුවන් කියන්නේ නේ. උත්තර දෙන්න. Most of the people are IT people, right? Most of the people are IT people. Okay. And let's see, with a show of hands, can I see how many people have got married? You're married? Good. How many years? 10 years married and surviving. Huh? Very good. Right. And I put a pen and just to get the idea. Not married, right. So both sides are represented. So what I'm trying to do is to give you some talk that might give you some idea to make your thinking a little bit easier. Right? Because all of you have had a good education, has done well in school, and I'm sure it would have been not easy to get selected to this company. That I can see from the totality of it all, that all of you would have had a hard task in getting into this. Because I know how American companies work. So you all have all got somewhere, you got a good place to start and go. So what I'm going to do is just put some coloring into your lives. That's about all. Okay? So to start with, when I came here, I saw this book business. So nobody told me anything about a book, but I had to say something about a book business also. Know if there are books in that whole thing, but don't worry, I can manage that part easily. But we will go for life first. Right, life, our life. Now, my friend, I am very comfortable because you're my friend. You already come to my house and eaten my wife's food also, right? Okay. So I just want to tell you, all of you here are having your hopes to line up on a career so that when you're in your mid-40s, you're on the 10th floor. You know what I mean? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවද මං කියන එක? වයස 45 වෙනකොට 10 වෙනි තට්ටුවට ය아가න්න ඕන කොහොම හරි. Am I right, my friend? That's the idea, no? You don't come here to be a peon in the house and wait. You want to go up. Everybody wants to go up. But unfortunately, you must understand that everybody can't go up. ඔකට වෙලාව හොඳ වෙන්න ඕන. මං වගේ වෙන්න ඕන. මොකද මම ඕගොල්ලන්ට වැඩි සේරටම වැඩි ඉගෙන ගත්ත මිනිහෙක්නේ. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ දැන් මිස් දන්නවද මං කොච්චර ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවද කියලා? මේ මේන් පොඩ්ඩ නැගිටලෙන්න බලන්න මෙයා බය නැතු වෙන්න. දැන් ඔයාගේ නම මොකද පුතා? දිලිනි. මගේ ඊතර අල්ලපු විතර තියෙනවා දිලිනි කෙනෙක්. හරි. මම এডুকেෂන් එක දන්නවද? දන්නේ නැහැ නේ. දන්නවද නැද්ද? දන්නේ නැහැ. thank you. Right? දිලිනි thank you. බලාගෙන හැප්පේ වැටෙන්න එපා. මම ලැජ්ජ නැහැ කියන්න මම O level දෙපාරක් කප් එක ගහපු මිනිහෙක්. පොඩි මිනිහෙක් නෙමෙයි නේ කියන්නේ. දෙපාරක් O level pass නේ. පාස්ද? හරි A level උත් pass. හරි. මම A level පන්තියක පුටුවක්වත් දැකලා නැහැ. ඇත්ත කියන්නේ. ඉතින් දෙපාරක් O level fail ඊට පස්සේ බඩ ගාගෙන ගිහලා 6ක් පාස් වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ වැඩට ගියා. අද මං එනවා ඕගොල්ලොන්ට ලෙක්චර් දෙන්න ජීවත් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. තේරුමක් නැති කතාවක් නේද? What do you think? I know you can't understand Sinhala, so I can pick on you, right? මූණ බලපු ගමන් දන්නවා මෑන්නෝ මම. Right. So what I'm trying to say is, please bear with me till I finish, because මට තියෙන්නේ නූගත් උගත්කම. A level නෑ, O level බඩ ගාගෙන ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්හාට දෙයක් දැකලා නැහැ. වැස්සකටවත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයකට ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ. ඉතින් එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා හැබැයි අපිට යන්න පාරක් තියෙනවා. හැමෝටම තියෙනවා. The people who have children among you, remember your child can be groomed to do something. It may not be the thing that you want him to do, but you can get his ideas about it, and everybody has a path to go. But of course there are pitfalls. So what I want to say is, most of you want to go to the 10th floor. Now මගේ යාළුවා බලලා ගන්න තමුස පළවෙනියම වෙන්නේ මේක ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. මේ වගේ ක්ලාස් එකකට එනවා නේද? උත්තර ඉඳ ගන්න එපා. තේරුණා? අන්න අර හරියෙන් මේ හරියෙන් ඔහෙන් කොයින් හරි ඉඳගත්තා නම් ෂේප්. නැත්තම් මං ඩෝන් ගාලා වදින්නේ ওই පැත්තට තමයි. ඒක කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. මෙයාට දාන්නේ මෙයා ලොක්කනේ මෙයාට මම මේ පැත්තට යන්නත් බෑ මට. ඉතින් මේ පැත්තටයි මම යන්නේ. තේරුණාද? දැන් ඔය කියන්නේ ඔයා කීයක් යන්නද බලන්නේ? 10 යන්නද? 5කට යන්නද? නැත්නම් ගෙදර යන්නද? මොකද? නික බය නැතුව මේ මුස්ලා මේ කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ නේ. මොකද? පුළුවන් තරම් උඩට යන්න අපේ මෑන් හදන්නේ. හරිද? right. මං හිතනවා මෙතන ඉන්න හුඟක් දෙනෙක්, most of you want to go as high as you can. Right? The idea is there. But everybody can't go, and even if everybody wants to go to the 10th floor, the paths you take are so different. There may be a group here, some, I don't want to say which one, but they come to go to the 10th floor. So what do? They go to the electric lift. There is a poor man sitting and waiting there. You get in and say 10th floor. He presses the 10th button. So where do you end up, my friend? On the 10th floor, right? Lift again, ටක් ගාලා යනවා උඩට නේ 10ටම. ඔයාට පුළුවන් යන්න. තිබුණා නම් හරි. හැබැයි පුතා ඒ ලිෆ්ට් එක තියෙන්නේ සල්ලි දෙන මිනිස්සුන්ට. තාත්තා ඩිරෙක්ටර් නම් ජෝන් කීල් එකේ අන්න ලිෆ්ට් එකට තමුසෙට ගියා කි. හරිද? ඔයගේ තාත්තා ලිෆ්ට් එකේ යන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඩිරෙක්ටර් කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයිනේ. ඉතින් ඔයාට බෑ ලිෆ්ට් එකේ යන්න. ඒක හරිද නැද්ද මං කියන එක? Am I right or wrong in that? It's a simple thing. If your father is big, so what does he do? He dials his phone and I say, hey, you know, my friend, you know, my son is coming for your interview. Huh? We are so happy he's coming for the interview. ඒමයි උන් කියන්නේ නේ. ලොක්කගේ පුතානේ. ඉතින් ආපු ගමන් අන්න you know that my friend's big man, his son is coming. පොඩ බලන්න. ඔය පොඩ එකන් ඉන්න මෙයාට. ඉතින් මෙයා එනවා අපේ යාළුවා එනවා. ඇවිල්ලා ඉඳ ගන්නවා. දැන් මෙයා දන්න මගුලක් නැහැ. හරිද? හැබැයි තාත්තගේ ලොකුකම තියෙනවනේ. ඉතින් කතා කරලා so son you like to work with us, right? How much salary you expect? ඉතින් මෙයා කිව්වොත් එහෙම බැරි වෙලා 50,000. No, that's not enough for you. 75 and car. හරිනේ. ඔන්නෝක තමයි පුතාට ලිෆ්ට් එකේ යනවා කියන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ hina වෙන්න ඕකට. හැබැයි ඕක වෙනවා. හිතන්න එපා වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. You understand what I'm saying, my friend? It happens. That is life. Whether you like it or not, a lot of you will get into that lift. Those who can't get into the lift want to get into the lift because it's an easy way out. and you go. So among you, there is a group that go in the lift. You go to the 10th floor and they'll do very well. We can't envy them. That is life, right? Now you can't say, I went to Maristella and I studied and went to Peradeniya. I went to Mustafa's and had food there. ඒව වැඩක් නෑ එතනට. තාත්තා ෆෝන් කෝල් එක ගත්තද නැද්ද ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ. ඔයගේ තාත්තට පුළුවන් ද කවර ගන්න? බෑනේ. ඉතින් කරන්න දෙන්නේ ඉතින් ලිෆ්ට් එක නෑ. ඒක කමක් නෑ. So no lift. So one group has gone already. Comes the second group of people. Now, second group of people don't have somebody to give a telephone call and send you up. So, what happens to them? They look at the staircase. There's a staircase also, no, in any building. Can they climb on the staircase? Yes. A little bit more difficult than the lift, correct? But still can climb and go to the 10th floor. So, supposing you are the climbing type, climbing type එකේ ඉන්නේ නේද? right. පුළුවන් දෙන්න ලිෆ්ට් එකට? නෑ. පඩිපෙළ යන්න පුළුවන්ද? පුළුවන්. අමාරුවෙන් වැඩ කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. So there's another crowd that will go on the staircase to the 10th floor. You agree with me, my dear? What's your name? Tilini. Tilini. Whenever te dunne mata. Right. Okay. I must mention her name, no, at least, then you know that she's a kind person, gave a cup of tea to a stranger, right? Right. Then, second batch also gone there. Now, among you, there are 2 more batches waiting. In that batch, there's a lot of people who will not want to go to the 10th floor, because they see the disappointment. One side has gone on the lift, others have gone on this. Why am I wasting my time? So they give up and go back home. Nagulata atutaba pasubata venaya. Do you understand what I said? Nagulata atutaba pasubata venaya. Herla yanaya. Eka kamak na hematin rona. Then we have the third batch. Now they come, no lift, no staircase. They will walk around and find a ladder. Lot of those rungs are not there in the inimaga. It's not so clean too. But can you keep that inimaga on the wall and start climbing? What do you think? You're a bodybuilder. Not that. But you think you can climb on the ladder? What is your name, Puta? Rahal koin dawe. Punaskame. So Rahal says can go. So that is the third way of climbing to the 10th floor. There should be so many of you who do that. Takes a longer time than the man who went in the lift and the staircase, but you can climb. And you will go to the 10th floor. So we are all getting to the 10th floor except for the people who gave up and went away. Once that is finished, the ladder is also not there anymore, but there are some more people waiting. They have only one way to go up. And the way is that there is a coconut tree. So what can you do with the coconut tree? How about you, young lady? What is your name? Rochini, what do you think? Can you climb the coconut tree? You can't, but metaphorically you can't. Right? Literally we can. Right? So, පොල්ගහදිගේ බඩගාගෙන යනවනේ. පොල්ගහදිගේ බඩගාගෙන ගියොත් අන්න 10 වෙනි එකට යන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. එහෙම යන අයත් ඉන්නවනේ. මම තනිකර පොල්ගහදිගේ බඩගාපු මිනිහෙක්. බොහොම අමාරුයි. දනිස්ස කඩාගෙන අර හිමේ ගියා. හැබැයි උඩට ගියා. උඩට ගියාට පස්සේ බැස්සේ නැහැ. පොල්ගහ උඩින් ගිහලා 10ට ගිහලා අද වෙනකන් තින්නේ 10 තමයි. ඒකත් පුළුවන් නේ. So what we are looking for is everyone has a path. Now, is there anybody here from Katubedda? I mean, University of Moratuwa? 1, 2, 12, right? How's Innone? Katubedda, right? I'll tell you a little story. I have so many stories. I had to mata velawa ganna puta harida. Tankala giyana mehema kallada. Nam 10ක් ගියා 15ක් ගියා කියලා එහෙම කියන්නේ. හරිද? මේ one day I run a charity office. So one day when I went to the office, I just took a file. This is what you mean by what life is, what fate is. When I opened the file, there was a picture of this student. Yakek wage. The hair was all over the place, and then he had eyes just popping out. He had a very sad look on his face in that picture. I don't know why, but for one reason I don't know, I asked the office people, hey, who's this guy? Then they said, oh, he's a university student from Katubedda. I said, oh, can you send a message to him? Next Wednesday I'll be here, whether he can come and meet me. So they said, yeah, no problem. Then I forgot about it, whole thing. But luckily, that Wednesday I went there. When I went there, I saw a man seated outside in the veranda, and he looked terrible. You know, he had the look that nobody knows the troubles I've seen look, very sad. So I asked him, hey, who's that guy sitting there? Then the office people said, Captain, you wanted to meet somebody, no? You told us last week. So we called him and that man has come. So I went up to him and he was seated. He looked at me. And first thing I noticed was he has removed his shoes. He has come there, sat down, and he has taken his shoes off and put them aside. So I said, පුතාගේ නම මොකද්ද? වල්පොල කිව්වා. මහේන්ද්‍ර වල්පොල කිව්වා නම. Then he said there. So I asked, මොකද කරන්නේ? Mechanical engineering. Then I realized why he had removed the shoes. Because he obviously borrowed the shoes from somebody and came to meet this pilot. No? ඌ දන්න ෂෝ එක දාගෙන ඉන්න එපයිනේ. සබත් එක හැබැයි දාගෙන ඉන්න බෑ. තද වැඩි. මිනිහා ගැලෙව්වා ඕක හින්දා. Then I was talking to him, asking him where he was from and all that. And somebody came to talk to me, and I took the attention of him and spoke to the other person. Then I saw from the corner of my eye, there was a newspaper. That guy took the newspaper and started reading it. This man who has come to meet me. And he was reading it by keeping this close to the newspaper. What does that mean? He had no eyes to read the paper. And he was a university student. Like this, he was reading the paper. So I knew then the whole story without going any further. So I asked him, what's your background? He told me. I said, how many shirts you have? So, දෙකක් තියෙනවා. අමුසර කලිසම් කීයක් තියෙනවා? දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ගේම් එක අමාරු ඇති නේද? He doesn't know to laugh. I wasn't cracking a joke either. He just looked at me. And he was so poor. I've been called to come to the office. He had come, borrowed shoes, and he told me he had 2 shirts and 2 trousers. But he made it to the Katubedda University to study mechanical engineering. I felt so sad. I said, wait a minute. Then I called my wife and asked for some money from her. And I got into the car and said, come on, yapi yang. So I took him in the car. First I went to Bata. First to Bata, then to school. I think, මෙයාට ගෙනියලා සපත්තු දෙකක් කරන් දුන්නා. ඊට පස්සේ මිනිහගේ කොණ්ඩේ නිකන් සායි බබා වගේ. හරිද? I have a barber who cut my hair and he always says Captain මාවත් ගන්නකෝ එයාගේ පොඩි වැඩකට මොකකට හරි. ඒ මිනිහා ගාවට ගිහලා කිව්වා මෙන්න මෙයා ඉන්නවා මෙයාව මෙතන මං තියලා යනවා. ඊටපස්සේ කොණ්ඩේ කපනවා මෙයාගේ. ඉන්න කොණ්ඩේ කැපුවා. ඊට පස්සේ ගියා ටේලර් ගාවට. ටේලර් ගාවට ගිහලා කිව්වා කලිසම් 4කුයි ෂර්ට් 6කුයි මෙයාට බහමු අපි. මෙෂර්මන්ට් එක. දැන් අර මිනිහා බලන් ඉන්නවා. ඒ මිනිහා hina වෙන්නේ නැහැ මට මොකුත්. මහේන්ද්‍ර වල්පොලයා හරිද මම බය නැතුව නම කියනවා මගේ හොඳ යාළුවෙක් දැන් උන් දැන් මාව කන්න වගේ බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා මොකද මේ කතන්දරේ කියලා හරි ඊට පස්සේ ඒක මහන්න දුන්නා ඒක ලෑස්ති කරා then we went to the spectacle man අර ජෝර්ජ් මොකක්ද කියලා ඔෆිස් එකක් තියෙනවා කන්නාඩි විකුණන ගිහිල්ලා මං කිව්වා මෙයා හවස එයි මෙයාගේ ඇස් පොඩ්ඩක් බලලා කන්නාඩි දෙකක් දෙන්න මේක සේරම ඉවර කරා නම් මගේ 7-5ක් අදියේ නෑ. අපේ ඔෆිස් එකේ එහෙම සල්ලි තියෙනවා මේ වගේ අයට දෙන්න. ඒකයි මම අපේ නෝනාගෙන් ඉල්ලගත්ත කොහොමද මං ගාව සල්ලි නෑ කොයි වෙලේකවත්. හරි. ඉතින් ඊට පස්සේ දැන් අපි කාර් එකෙන් එනවා ඔෆිස් එකට ආයෙ එනකොට. දැන් මෙච්චර වෙලා මේ මිනිහා hina වුනේත් නෑ, කතා කරෙත් නෑ, මොකද කියලා ඇහුවෙවත් නෑ. එච්චරයි. මේ මිනිහා කාර් එකේ ඉඳගෙන එනවා දැන්. එනකොට එකපාරට මන් දිහා බලලා සර් මේක මට හීනයක් වගේනේ. Can you imagine that? මං එතකොට එයාට කිව්වා මයි සහෝදරයා මේක හීනයක් නෙමෙයි මේක ඇත්තක්. ඔය බය වෙන්න එපා අපි ඔයාව බලා ගන්න. He went on to get a second class upper in mechanical engineering. Now you are a mechanical engineer. මොඩ පුඩ? second class අප කියන්නේ හොඳයිනේ. ඔක හොඳයි. හරි. මිනිහා ගැහුවා. හරිද? ඊට පස්සේ එයා රස්සාවකට ගියා. රස්සාව ගිහිල්ලා he worked in Oman. Then of course he wrote emails to me. Then one day he wrote and said Captain මං ඔයාව බලන්න එනවා මගේ වයිෆුයි පුතායි එක්කලා. මිනිහා අපේ ගෙදරට ආවා. දැන් ඔයා අපේ ගෙදරට ආවනේ ඒ වගේ ආවා. අලුත් කාර් එකකුත් අරගෙන. හොඳ ලස්සන කාර් එකක්. දැන් මට ඇඟිලේ නෑ මූ අපේ ගේට්ටුව කඩයි කියලා හප්පන්න ගිහිල්ලා ඕක හරන්න ගිහිල්ලා. මං දන්නවනේ මිනිහාගේ ලෙවල් එක. බොහොම හරි කළා මිනිහා ඕක ඇතුළට ඇවිල්ලා ගෙදරට ඇවිල්ලා ඉඳගත්තා. ඉඳගෙන වයිෆ් අඳුරලා දීලා පුතාවත් අඳුරලා දීලා බොහොම සන්තෝෂෙන් කතා කරලා ගියා. එදා ඉඳන් අද වෙනකන් තාම මාත් එක්ක බොහොම ලොකු ආශ්‍රයයක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මම ඕගොල්ලොන්ට ඇවිල්ලා කිව්වා නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නවද මම මේ ලොකු පයිලට් කෙනෙක් මම විශාල ප්ලේන් එලෙව්වා. මම දැන් බෝඩ් එකේ තිබුණකෝ මේ ප්ලේන් එක නෑ නේද? හා තියෙන අර තියෙන එක හරිද? මේක මං ගිහිල්ලා නිව්යෝක් වල ලෑන්ඩ් කරා. ඔයාට ඔක මතක හිටියේද? නෑනේ. 7-5ක වැඩක් නෑනේ නේ. ඔයාට මොකක්ද ඇති වැඩේ මම ප්ලේන් ලෑන්ඩ් කරයි කියලා. හැබැයි ඔයාට වැඩක් තියෙනවා මහේන්ද්‍ර වල්පොලට වෙච්ච වැඩේ නේ. දැන් මම ලොකු දෙයක් කරා කියන්නේ නෑ. ඒ අවස්ථාව හම්බ වෙච්ච වෙලාවේ මට හිතුණා නෑ මම මේකට මොනවා හරි කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඒකට වටිනාකමක් තියෙනවනේ. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ බැරි වෙලා ගත්තොත් මහේන්ද්‍ර රාජ කියන එක නේ මේ මහේන්ද්‍ර රාජපක්ෂ කියලා මම තා පොඩ්ඩක් කියනවා. එහෙම වැරදි එහෙම හොඳ නෑනේ. එහෙමනේ වැරදීමක් ඒක. මහේන්ද්‍ර වල්පොල කියන එක නම දැක්කොත් මෙකැනිකල් ඉංජිනේර් හරිද? ඉතින් අන්තිම පොල් ගහේ බඩ ගාපු එකෙක් නෙමෙයි ඌ. පොල් ගහටත් වැඩි දෙයක් මන් දන්නේ නැහැ කොහොම ගියාද කියලා එච්චර උඩට. හැබැයි ඒ ලෙවල් එකට ගිහිල්ලා කාර් එකක් අරන් ආවා. ඒ කොච්චර ලොකු දෙයක්ද? අනිත් එක මං කොච්චර සන්තෝෂින්ද ඕගොල්ලන්ට කියන්නේ. මොකද ඕගොල්ලන්ටත් ඕගේ මිනිස්සුන් හම්බ වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මෙයා ඇවිල්ලා මෙයාට තව යාළුවෝ දෙන්නෙක් හිටියා කටුවැද්දේ. එක්කෙනෙක් කිහිලි කරුවකින් යන්නේ. Crutches. He's using crutches to walk. His name is Pahalagedara Jayatilaka. He came from a family of 10. He was number 9. No father, mother was growing vegetables in a little village called Danduruppuwa. කවුරුත් අහලා තියෙනවද ඒ ගම? දඬුරුප්පුව තියෙන්නේ මේ ඔය මේ සීගිරිය පැත්තේ. අහලා නැහැ. මෙයා කටුබැද්ද කැම්පස් එකට ආවා. ඇවිල්ලා ඉගෙන ගත්තේ. මිකෑනිකල් ඉංජිනේරින් කරේ. එයත් අපිත් එක්ක අහුවෙලා ඔය අපි සපෝට් කරපු දුප්පත් ළමෙක්. මේ කකුල් දෙකත් වැඩ කරන්නේ මේ කිහිලි කරුවෙන් යන්නේ. එයාගේ අම්මා මට කිව්වා, එයාගේ නම ඩිංගිරි අම්මා. මේ අනේ මහත්තයෝ මේ මූ අබ්බගාතයනේ. ඉතින් මම අමාරුවෙන් මූ ඉස්කෝලේකට දැම්ම මූ නමවත් ලියන්න ඉගෙන ගනී කියලා. At least he will learn to write a name. All of you have children who are here. Just think of all these people. So Pahalagedara Jayatilaka came like that. And he went to Katubadda University. Same like my good friend here went. And he came up with a first class honors degree. Mechanical engineering. Then I took his application to Singapore and he got a full scholarship to do a PhD in fluid dynamics. Now, I have no idea what fluid dynamics is. I told you I haven't even seen a A-level chair. Anybody know what fluid dynamics is in engineering? Tamsu danne? Huh? Danne? Fluid dynamics, right? But it's a great thing. And he became, with his PhD, Dr. Pahalagedara Jayatilaka. And he went to Oxford. He was a research scientist at Oxford and still walking with his crutches. And he had climbed that coconut tree much harder than anybody else. He was there. That's another story of people who go on the coconut tree. Never mind that, there was another guy. He was a graphic designer. Anybody who has done graphic design? කවුරුත් නැහැ. ඉන්නවනොත් බය ඇති කතා කරන්නේ මම අල්ලලා වදියයි දෙයි කියලා නේද? graphic design. කවුරුත් නැද්ද ඉන්නවනම් කියන්න. මම graphic design කරේ නැහැ. Right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know what graphic design is. It must be something to do with drawing, no? Isn't it? Graphic design. Now, this guy came from Kandy. His name is Niru Bandar. And he came to do graphic design, but he didn't have arms. So you can ask, how did he do graphic design? He did with the leg. He used to come and sit down and take his cap off with his leg. No arms. Not from here. But he passed out from Katubadda as a graphic designer. And he's doing his own business now in Kandy. Did anybody meet this guy at Katubadda? I think he was a bit too old for you all to meet at Katubadda, but he did it. Right? And he was without arms, somebody who came and did graphic design and then climbed on that coconut tree to the 10th floor. He even got married. Then his wife left him. I don't know why. First I had to ask why she married. So that is how people fight life. Now you all will have your own stories, no? Just think about it. I have my story. You have your story. You have your story. Everybody has a story. And everybody is trying to go to the 10th floor. Some may make it, some may not make it, but everybody has a right to go there and a path to follow. So please think of it that way. Now I take a small break to ask anybody who wants to ask a question before I go further. Normally they don't ask questions, no? What do you think? Singaling kata කරන්න ඕනේ කෙනෙක්. කවුරුත් ඉන්නවද ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන කෙනෙක්? නැහනේ. Right, it's okay. I'm quite used to that. Don't worry about it, right? අර ආණ්ඩි හත් දෙනා කැඳෙව්ව හැටි දන්නවද? දන්නා? කතන්දරේ දන්නවනේ. මෙහෙම කළා දැම්ම හත් දෙනාම අන්තිමට කැඳ හම්බුන්නේ නැහැ. කමන්නේ ඒකට කවන්නේ. අපි යන් වෙන කතන්දරයකට දැන්. හරිද? Now I just wanted to tell you in simple words how much of a fight you need in life to go up. That is what it is. Now these two gentlemen, I'm sure they have children, right? This is what you tell your children. Not that you have to do this or whatever. You can do it. That is what it is, and then they must have the will to do it and then move upon to that. So let us say that people have gone to the 10th floor, some to the 7th floor, some 5th floor or whatever floor, but everybody is lining up to start their jobs. Now all of you, is this, can somebody put your hand up and say, this is my first job in this company? Anybody with first job? First job. Oh, lot of people first job, right? So you got the job, you came here, nice place. I was very impressed with this place when I came. I'm sure you all would have been impressed also. And you taken a job. Now, you take the job and you start life. Is there any athlete here? මේ රේස් දුවන කෙනෙක් මලල ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ රේස් එකක් දුවපු කෙනෙක් නැද්ද කවුරු? බනිස් රේස් එකක් හරි ගමන්නේ 100 meters, 200 meters. Anybody? I come from a sport කෙනෙක්. Huh? There must be somebody who run a race, no? කවුද තියෙනවද? බය නැතුව අතුස්ස මේක මෙච්චර බය මොකද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ පඩි කපනවද කතා කරන්නේ නැත්තම්? කවුද ඉන්නේ? නෑ ඒ මරින්න මට මෙතන ඉන්න කෙනෙක් කියපයි රේස් දුවපු කෙනෙක්. කවුරුත් ඉන්නවද? මල්ලි දිව්වේ නෑ. හා? මොකද දිව්වේ නැත්තේ? මෙයා? No. කවුරුත් දුවලා නෑනේ. How about you? You didn't run any races. Okay, it doesn't matter. What I want to tell you is this. Now, you know that in the school, there is a under 19 100-meter race. Right? Then there is a under 1500-meter race. Then there is a under 1300-meter race. Now, they're divided by the age group because the older people are stronger. Correct? To make it more fair, you don't get an under 13 guy to run the race with an under 19 guy. Agree? That is standard. So if you play cricket, under 19 cricketer and under 13 cricketer are different. So they play in different teams. So in life, when you start, you're also having a race to run, no? You're running a race of life. So when you go to run that race, we all have to agree on one thing. You have no choice. Unless your father is very rich, you have no right, no choice in the matter. You have to run the race. You came from Maristella, I have to run the race. So you went to the start line. Agree? You did the same thing, right? Foul start. Not foul start, normal start. You went there. So when you go to run the race, there's about that 100 meters under 19 and 100 meters under 13, there was a difference. But in this race that you run in life, there's no difference. Everybody has to run the same race, but everybody is not the same. So you get the first guy who comes in, say my friend has come. He's wearing Adidas spikes and a Nike short, right, and Nike t-shirt, headband, armband. Everything about him is a top athletic appearance. So he goes to the start line and he's standing like that, looking at the rest of them to start life's race. Possible? Is it possible something like that happen? How about you? Right? Possible. So he's ready. Comes the second one. He also has shoes, but he doesn't have Adidas shorts and all that fancy things. and no headbands or armbands, just basic running short and banyan and a pair of shoes, and he's going to run the race with this man with all the clothes and everything possible. Is it fair? What do you think, my friend from Teacup? Is it a fair thing? One has a lot of things, the other one doesn't have. Then it's not matching, right? But can you walk off and say, I don't want to run? You have to still run. That's it. So second one. Third one comes, he has no shoes. He's got an old running short torn and a banyan that is torn, and he's also taking his place to run the race. What about him then? Is it fair for him to run with these two guys with shoes and everything? No. But can he go and say, I say, me hariya naha ne se vede mara sapattu dekakut naha marage baniyamath hari naha shirt t-shirt එක හරියට නෑ running short එක නෑ මං කොහොමද මේ මිනිස්සුත් එක්ක දුවන්නේ? ඒක කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? You can't. You got no choice, so you got to run the race. Understand? That's still okay. Then you come to the fourth man. He has come with a bag on his shoulders. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ හරි බෑග් ගෙනියන්න හරි කැමතිනේ. මං දන්නේ ওই තරුණ ළමයි තියෙනනේ මේ බෑග් එකක් දාගෙන යන්නේ පිටිපස්සට දාගෙන. එහෙම යනව නේද මොකද දෙන්නේ? right බෑග් කාරයෝ. ඔව්. දැන් මේ ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා බෑග් එකකුත් දාගෙන. හැබැයි මේ බෑග් එකේ තියෙන කළුගල්. කළුගල් පුරවපු බෑග් එකක් දාගෙන ඇවිල්ලා මෙයාත් එනවා මේ රේස් එක දුවන අඩිඩාස් කාර්යයයි අනිත් එක්කෙනයි සපත්තු නැති එකයි සේරම එමුට සපත්තුත් නැහැ එම දිවට ගල් වගේකුත් එල්ලගෙන. දැන් එයාට කියන්න පුළුවන් දැයිසි මං කොහොමද මේගොල්ලොත් එක්ක දුවන්නේ මට මේ ගල් උස්සගෙන දුවන්න බෑ කියලා. කියන්න බෑ. එහෙම නීතියක් නැහැ. මේකත් දුවන්න ඕනනේ. Huh? Yeah, sure. Right? එයා මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාට කරන්න තියෙන්නේ මේ ගල් ටික අරන් දුවන්න. දැන් මොනවද මේ ගල් කියන්නේ? මේ ගෙදරින් ගේන කරදර. තාත්තා බීලා. ගෙදරට සල්ලි දෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම එනවනේ මේ රේස් එකට. නැත්තම් අම්ම දාලා ගිහිල්ලා. නැත්තම් මොකක් හරි අකරතැබ්බවල් ගොඩක් ගෙදරින් ගෙනල්ලා ඕවා තමයි අර බෑග් එකේ දාගෙන යන ගල්. ඒකේ කියලා දුවන්න නැතුව ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. ඒත් දුවන්න ඕන. ඔන්න උතන තමයි කතන්දරේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට කිසිම සමානයකමක් නැහැ. දැන් මෙතන ඉන්න හුඟ දෙනෙක් මේ කට්ටියම ගත්තොත් මතක තියාගන්න මෙතන ඕගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්නවා අර අඩිඩාස් දාන යන එක්කෙනෙක්. එහෙම නැතුව නිකන් සපත්තු දාපු එක්කෙනෙක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් සපත්තු නැතුව දුවන එක්කෙනෙක්. ඊටත් වැඩිය කනගාටුයි පස්සේ බෑග් එකේ ගල් පුරවගෙන ආපු එක්කෙනෙක්. අපිට ඒක නැතුව යන්න බෑනේ. එයත් දුවන්න ඕනනේ. ඉතින් මේ හතරම ගත්තම මේ රේස් එක දුවන්න ඕන. ඕගොල්ලෝ මොන තත්ත්වෙ හිටියත් අද මතක තියාගන්න මේක නොදුව ඉන්න බෑ. දුවන්න ඕන. හිතේ ධෛර්යය තියෙනවා නම් දුවන්න පුළුවන්. කම් කොටලු කඩාගෙන දුවන්න පුළුවන්. දුවන්න බැරි නෑ කිසිම. අනිත් එක ඔයාට ඒ ගැන you don't have a choice that you can walk off the race. No, you have to run the race. So my dear friends, I just want to tell you, think of the race you're going to run. Think of your own background. You might envy some person who's seated next to you, but you don't know whether he's carrying that bag with stones, no? ඇහුවොත් ඒ මිනිහා කියයිනේ අමාරුයින් කියලා කරන්නේ. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. මම දන්නේ නැහැ මෙතන ඉන්නේ කවුරුද. හැබැයි මගේ ජීවිතේ මට අනන්ත හම්බ වෙලා තියෙනවා බෑග් උස්සන් දුන අය. ගල් දාගෙන. එතකොට අපි ඒගොල්ලෝ ගැන හිතන්න ඕනනේ. මොනවා හරි කරලා. එහෙම හිතුවේ නැත්නම් අපේ මොකද්ද තියෙන ජීවිතේ තියෙන අපි කොහෙද ජයග්‍රහණයක් තියෙන්නේ? There is no victory for you because you are only thinking of yourself. So do try to think of that in your life's race. And one little point මෙයාට කහගෙනවා මෙතන ඉඳන් දැන් මිනිත්තු දෙකක් පුළුවන් නේ. Sure නේ තුනක් වෙනවා. හරි right. What I want to tell you is this. Just remember. We can't be good people. Right? My friend Sadun, can you be a good person? No way. Good person is Nelson Mandela. Right? You can't be like Nelson Mandela, no, so that is out. Can you be a good person? No way, right? Because there's Ho Chi Minh. That is a good grade. Or the lady there, can you be like Mother Teresa? Can you? Can't. So we are not good people here. Nobody is in that category of high class good people. But we can do this. We can be better people. Today you can be a better person. දැන් මම එහෙමයි ඉන්නේ මම අද පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳ වෙලා අනිත් දවසේ ගිහිලා වැඩේ කා ගන්නවා. ඒකට කමන්නේ. එක දවසක් හොඳ වුණානේ පොඩ්ඩක්. Temporarily I become a good person if I can. ඊට පස්සේ දවසන සවුත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So remember, if you try in your life to be good when you can, that is the victory. You can't aim to be the biggest person like Dalai Lama or anybody, where we are not capable of that. But we are definitely capable to be nice to somebody. යාළුවෙකුට අසල්වැසියෙකුට අපිට කරුණාවෙන් කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ. If you are a person who is trying to be a better human being, you will be a better father. Don't you think so? He will be a better husband. Right? Better human being. හැමදාම ගෑනිත් එක්ක රණ්ඩු ගන්න බෑනේ නේ. පොඩ්ඩක් ෂේප් වෙලා අයිස්ක්‍රීම් එකක් කරේ මොන අරන් දීලා පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳ වෙන්න එච්චරයි. අනිත් දවසේ කරන්න එපා. එතකොට පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඉනා වෙන්න එපා. මම අවුරුදු 50ක් බැඳපු මිනිහෙක්. Then if you are a better person, you will be the better father, the better mother, better friend. So my dear friends, take it with you that I can't be a perfect good man or good woman in my life. But when I can, I will try to be nice to people. Simple thing. මහා ලොකු දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. අන්න ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපිට දිනන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් ඇරි මෙයා මට කෑ ගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම නවත්තන්න. දැන් බොහොම ස්තුතියි. I am deeply grateful for your attention. Now I give the mic to my friend here and he can start the next round of it. If I have time, I'll talk about the books to you all.
Now we are moving for the panel discussion and audience Q&A session. To start that session, first of all, you can raise your hands and ask questions in either English or in Sinhala. For the panel discussion, may I now invite Captain Elmo Jayawardena to join me on stage. Since I don't have much time to ask lot of questions, I will quickly go through some of the important questions for our employees. So, Captain, my first question is like personal branding becomes increasingly important as we progress in our careers. Many capable professionals struggle to make themselves visible. From your experience, how can someone build a reputation and get noticed for the right reasons?
I must tell you very simply that I never worked in an office. My office was only 2 people, no? Myself and the co-pilot and maybe an engineer and the crew. So, I personally think one of the ways that you can get noticed is, number 1 is punctuality. Number 2 is dependability. අද එනවා කිව්වා නම් එන්න ඕන. මේ වෙලාවට එනවා කිව්වා නම් ඒක කරන්න ඕන. Then all of you in an office, I was in charge of office some years ago. There are task oriented things, no? And නිදහසට කරුණු කියන ඒගොල්ලොන්ට කවදාකවත් ෂයින් වෙන්න බෑ. ආච්චි මැරුණා අම්මා පාසනීප හිටියා ඒව නෑ. Because if you are in an office, if there is a task, you have to do that. And if you come on time, that is another thing you can do. And the most important thing is how kind you are to your fellow workers. Those are the things that make you shine in a company. Get the job done, be a punctual, right, and be nice to others. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain. I hope that helps a lot of people. My next question is, after all your experience as a pilot, author, and humanitarian, what do you believe gives a person a truly meaningful life? And what advice would you give professionals who are successful in their careers but are still searching for a deeper sense of purpose in their lives?
The most important thing now, since you had a book club also here, when you're a professional, now I had a beautiful profession flying an aeroplane, right? But at the same time, on the side, I had a hobby, a very good pastime, writing books, right? So that was not connected to aeroplanes at all. But it gave me a chance to express myself in books. And since I'm talking on that, if there are any people here who belong to this book club and ever think of writing a book, I just want to tell you something. You think of writing a book, and next year you will be thinking of writing that book. 5 years later, you will be thinking of writing the same book. Unless you start today, you will never write that book. That's for sure. So what do you mean by writing a book? Take a book, exercise book, or in your computer, you write your story and then work on it. You may not be a great success, but you can always finish it. And go to your own computer and then take it to the printer and print it out. And if you put 10 copies like that and give it to 9 friends and keep one for yourself, you are an author. That's how you write a book. So what I'm saying is that has nothing to do with the work you do here. No? It's an entirely different thing. And what I did was I did it in a very, very committed way. That was having this writing life on the side. Then I had another life of helping people in need. That was the most beautiful thing I ever did, to help people in need. And you can always do it in a country like Sri Lanka. You can't change the world, you can't change everything, but you can take somebody and then help him, and that is a great victory.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain. So, one last question. Throughout your career, you've had to make important decisions under pressure. When we are faced with difficult decisions in life, what values or principles should guide us when we make decisions?
Decision making is very, very important, especially in my profession as a pilot. Because you see, most of you sit at a table and you have a conference and then you have a meeting or whatever you do, you have the luxury of time to decide. But it's something like an aeroplane, you don't have that luxury. Sometimes you have to make a decision instantly. Now, the way you can make a good decision is, first ask yourself, is it a calculated decision or an intuitive decision I have to make? Now, intuitive decision is you're driving a car, somebody is crossing the road, you got to press the brake, right? You can't calculate that. So, that calculated decision is you're driving your car and it is raining. Then your wife says, shall we go for ice cream? Then you discuss, calculate the decision and see, then you say, no, not necessary. Now, just because she says, let's have ice cream, you don't just go and have ice cream, but you make up your mind to say something about it. Sometimes you may agree, sometimes you may not agree. So that is the difference between a calculated decision and an intuitive decision. And intuitive decisions, if you can make, you must see the consequences of that particular intuitive decision and see whether you can afford it. So that is the decision-making part of it. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain. Since as we have time constraints, I think we can wind up the Q&A session. So on behalf of Synopsis Book Club, I would like to sincerely thank you for joining us today, sharing your experiences, insights, and wisdom with us here. Your journey is a valuable reminder of the importance of decision making, lifelong learning, compassion, and giving back to the society. So, at this point, I'd like to cordially invite Mr. Sandun Ratnayaka to deliver vote of thanks.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මේ ස්තුති කතාව කරන්න මුලින්ම මම ස්තුති කරන්න ඕන මේ මගේ යාළුවා තාරකට. එයා නිසා තමයි මේ අපිට කැප්ටන් එල්මෝව සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න පුළුවන් වුණේ. ඊළඟට තමයි කැප්ටන් එල්මෝට ස්තුති කරන්නේ. මේකට සහභාගී වුණාට ඊළඟට මගේ ස්තුතිය මේ නිනදට හිමි වෙනවා. නිනද කියන්නේ මේ මෙතන ඉන්න හැමෝගෙම එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එක 0යි කියමුකෝ. නිනදට එකක් තියෙනවා. ටිකක් අර ඒ වගේ එනර්ජි ලෙවල් එකක් තියෙන කෙනෙක්. එයා සෑහෙන මහන්සි වෙලා මේ ගොඩක් මේකට මේ අප කැප වෙලා වැඩ කරා. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට උදව් කරා මේ බුක් ක්ලබ් එකෙන් මේ තිලිනි අපේ චන්දිම මල්ලි එදෙන්නා. ඊට පස්සේ මේ අපිට වීඩියෝ ඇක්ටිවිටි වලට අපේ ප්‍රදීප් සහ සිසෙන්කෝ ටීම් එකෙන් අපිට උදව් කරලා තියෙනවා. නම නොකියුණත් ඊතුරු මගේ සහෝදර සහෝදරි හැමෝටමත් මම ස්තුතිය පළ කරනවා. මේ මෙතුමාට ස්තුති කරන්න මම පොඩි මේ ගීතයක පොඩි කොටසක් මේ ගායනා කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම මේ කියන පොඩි කෑල්ලක් මේ තමන්ට නොලැබෙන දෙයකින් ලෝකෙට කරන්න ඒක නෙවෙයි අතරම කියන්න ඕනේ. පෙරවුන් අය හිට වූ අඹ ගස්වල ඵලයෙන් අප කවුරුත් ලබනෙමු ඵල. අපෙන් පසුව එන අයටත් එම ඵල ලැබෙන්න සැලසුම අපගේ යුතුයකම. මේක අපි පොඩි කාලේ අහපු සින්දුවක්. මට හිතෙන්නේ මෙතුමාගේ කතාවෙන් අපිට පොඩ්ඩ අමතක වෙලා ගියා වුණත් නැවත කොහොමත් highlight වුණා. මේ ලොකු wake up call එකක් වගේ අපිට ආවා. කොහොමද අපි මේ උදව් කරන්නේ society එකට අපිට ඒක තමයි අපගේ පරම යුතුයකම කියන එක අපිට ආයෙත් highlight වුණා. ඒ අපි එතන ඉන්නවා අපිට මේ wake up call එක ආයෙත් ලබා දීපු එක ගැන මම මෙතුමාට බොහොම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. නේද? thank you.
Thank you, Sandun. And I'd like to extend a special thank to Mr. Sandun Ratnayaka for this initiative and inviting and coordinating with Captain Elmo throughout the entire time. So thank you very much, Sandun. With that, may I now invite our Senior Director, Veteranian Khatir Kamalan, to hand over a special token of appreciation to Captain Elmo Jayawardena for his contribution for this special session. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me giving Captain Elmo Jayawardena a warm round of applause. Thank you, Kamalan. And on behalf of Synopsis Book Club, I'd like to extend all of you a sincere thank for attending today and making this event a huge success. With that, we are winding up today's session. We wish you a wonderful evening ahead. Goodbye and see you in the next episode. See you.